In this video, you are going to learn how a septic tank actually works. As a civil engineer by profession, I'm also going to show you a trick on how to maintain your septic tank and keep it healthy. Know how often to pump your septic tank. Know exactly how much a septic tank costs and how to build your septic tank the right way. So be sure to watch this video till the end because you don't want to miss this. Let's first clearly understand what a septic tank means. A septic tank is an underground container that treats wastewater from houses back into the groundwater system. In simple terms, everything that you flush from the toilet, sink, showers, or any other wastewater from houses ends up into the ground or the soil with the help of the septic tank system. How does the septic tank work? Sewage comes from the house through this inlet pipe. Once it reaches inside, it separates into three layers: solid sewage or sludge at the bottom, liquid sewage as the middle layer, and scum on top. Scum here on top includes feminine products, baby diapers or pampers, fats and oils, plastics and other non-biodegradable products. Once the sewage reaches here inside the septic tank, bacteria grows naturally to break down the sludge into liquid sewage. Once it reaches this level, it flows the second chamber. The purpose of providing more than one chamber for your septic tank is to ensure that sewage first undergoes further clearing and settling before it enters the soak pit. When the liquid sewage reaches the level of the outlet pipe, it flows to the soak pit. This pipe connecting the septic tank to the soak pit is usually sloped to enable seamless flowing of the liquid sewage. And then from the soak pit, the liquid sewage flows back into the underground, back into the groundwater system. And the process continues like that every time you use your toilet. To simplify this, let me use these two containers to illustrate how the septic tank system works. So a septic tank is made up of two items. Consider this as the septic tank itself and this item as the soak pit. A standard septic tank has two chambers. The first chamber, which is bigger, and the second chamber, which is slightly smaller with a separating wall in the middle. When building the septic tank, we install an inlet pipe to this bigger side and then install an outlet pipe at this smaller side. This pipe, exiting the septic tank, connects to the soak pit. The soak pit is usually having a heavy-duty PVC pipe at the center of the pit with holes in it. We fill the soak pit with hard core or stones. We then cast a slab on top of the septic tank to have a complete structure. When wastewater or sewage comes from the house and enters the first chamber of the septic tank, it fills up and then flows to the second chamber, and once it reaches the level of the outlet pipe, it flows to the soak pit. And then from the soak pit to the surrounding soil. The process continues like that every time you use your toilet. And now that you know how a septic tank works, this brings us to the second part of the video: how to maintain a septic tank, which is the most important part of the video. Avoid flushing non-biodegradable products such as plastics, shavers, polythene bags, pampers into the septic tank, as they will block the system. You must fill the septic tank with water before using it, since the septic tank system entirely depends on aerobic bacteria to break down the solid sewage or sludge. The third way to maintain your septic tank is to watch what you flush. Only flush human waste and toilet paper into your septic tank. Never flush grease, oils, fats, wipes, feminine products, diapers, paper towels, harsh chemicals or medications into your septic tank. This brings us to the third topic: how often should you pump your septic tank? It entirely depends on how your septic tank was built. Workmanship plays a big role. If your septic tank was built badly, you will need pumping every 3 to 5 years. If your septic tank was built the right way, you will never need pumping even after 40 years. And by the end of this video, I'll show you how to build your septic tank the right way such that you'll never need pumping. Actually, I can make for you a septic tank drawing or plan that your builders can follow to build a standard septic tank that will never need pumping even after 40 years. To buy these septic tank drawings and its BOQ, the link is in the description. How much does it cost to pump a septic tank? For a truck of 5,000 liters, it will cost you around $80 to fill it up and take the sewage to the sewage treatment plant, depending on your location. For 1000 liters, it will cost you around $160 depending on your location. So generally, the cost is $80 for every 5000 liters. To cut all these costs involved for every 2 years, you need to build the septic tank the right way. As a civil engineer who has built over 70 septic tanks, I can assure you all problems affecting septic tanks come from building them the wrong way. It all starts with poor workmanship. Building the septic tank the correct way will save you a lot of money in the long run. And this brings us to the last topic: how do we build the septic tank the right way? There are 3 common types of septic tanks: a 2-compartment septic tank, a 1-compartment septic tank, and a plastic septic tank, with the most reliable one being a 2-compartment septic tank. When building it, here are the 10 steps that you can follow. The first step is excavating the pit, depending on the number of users that you have. The second step is to set out the columns and cast a concrete bed at the bottom of the pit. The third step is building the walls in a header bond. The fourth step is to cast concrete for the intermediate ring beam in the middle part of the pit. The fifth step is to build a wall on top of the beam. The sixth step is to plaster the walls. The seventh step is to do shuttering or formwork for the top slab. The eighth step is to lay a DPM or polythene sheeting on the formwork. The ninth step is to do steel reinforcement for the top slab. We use a single mat reinforcement like this one if the septic tank is located at the backyard of the house. Then we use a double mat reinforcement when the septic tank is located along the driveway or in the parking area, when cars are going to be passing on top of it. And the last step is to cast concrete for the top slab. Also, be sure to fill the soak pit with hardcore or stones with a heavy-duty PVC pipe at the center of the pit. You also have to do plumbing in such a way that only sewage from the toilet goes into the septic tank. Any other wastewater from the house should go directly to the soak pit. When you add everything including sewage and wastewater through the inlet pipe of the septic tank, you will need pumping every 2 to 5 years. And that's why it's important to have 2 pipes, one for the sewage and another for the wastewater. And this is the right way to do your plumbing for the septic tank. Ensure that the pipe taking sewage is always at a lower level than the one taking wastewater at a slightly higher level. Provide the septic tank with pipes for aeration and all traps to avoid smell within the plumbing system. When building these septic tanks, you also have to ensure that the base or its bottom is sloped. For example, this is a single chamber septic tank. Its base or bottom is sloped, and this is a double chamber septic tank. Its base or bottom is also sloped. And that's what we exactly do physically on ground. We slope the bottom of the pit. Sloping the base towards the inlet side ensures that the sludge or solid sewage settles away from the outlet pipe. It helps to ensure that only clear effluent or the middle layer exits to the soak pit or drain field. The slope protects the soak pit or leach field, which could fail if solids escape from the tank. This slope traps all solids in one place to prevent anything that might want to clog the system. In case you want to buy these customized septic tank drawings and you want to make a BOQ for your septic tank project and you really want to build your septic tank the right way, the link is in the description. Use proper construction steps. A 2-chamber septic tank design is recommended and a sloped base towards the inlet side. Use proper workmanship and good builders to avoid future failures or problems. Thank you so much for watching. In case you have any questions about septic tanks, be sure to ask me in the comment section. I will answer all your questions immediately. Watch this next video about how to build septic tanks the right way. Click on this video here.